So, chances are, if you are anything like Sam from Olight Canada, you've recently finished watching the OFANS Day event keynote address live stream on the Olight World YouTube channel, and you've just seen the announcement of several brand new products, including the Seeker 4 Pro. I've been carrying this thing on my belt for a couple of weeks, and I'm very impressed with it. I can't wait to tell you all about it. So stick around for a comprehensive video about everything you need to know about the Seeker 4 Pro. The first thing you'll notice is the integrated smart holster. Now, the biggest added capability that the holster brings to the flashlight system is the integration of a USB Type-C fast charger. As you see here, the USB port built right into the base of the holster allows you to charge the light even faster than the standard magnetic recharging solutions, which of course are all still fully compatible. You see there's now 2 contact rings. The one on the inside works with the magnetic MCC chargers. The one on the outside works with this holster right here and allows the light to fully charge in 3.5 hours compared to 4.5 hours using the magnetic charging solution. With the additional contact ring, the magnet in the base of the light is incredibly strong. You can basically stick this literally wherever you want on a sturdy metal surface in any orientation and it will hold, and that's a game changer for a light this size. But I also want to introduce this really cool mounting bracket. Now it has this 3M adhesive on the back here, and it comes with a set of drywall screws. So if you want to, you can mount this bracket near your charging station, at home, at work, maybe even in the car. So there's some added capability right there out of the box. Another thing to consider is the way that the holster integrates with the light's inbuilt safety systems, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Now, let's take the light out of the holster and talk about how gosh darn gorgeous this thing looks with its really super clean lines, with its bigger rubber footprint, and these really cool laser micro perforations that integrate the voltage indicator into the steel bezel so that when the light is on, you can see what you're looking at, but when the light is off, they absolutely disappear and leaving a really clean result. Now this one is midnight blue, but it's also available in orange, which of course I'm gonna have to check out. And somewhat uniquely, the black version of this light is a matte black finish, but if you select a matte black Seeker 4 Pro, you can opt for a neutral white emitter as well during the sale. So click the link in the description, check out olightstore.ca to see all these brand new products released for the September OFANS Day event. Now let's talk about performance. Now output has been optimized on both ends of the spectrum with a turbo brightness of 4,600 lumens up from 4,200 on the previous model. There are now 3 different ways that you can unlock the Seeker 4 Pro. Now the first method you're all familiar with, just a quarter turn on the dial, unlocks the light. You can click it to turn it on. You use the scroll wheel to go all the way up or all the way down to moonlight mode, which has also been greatly enhanced. The next method is very familiar to OFANS as well. Just press and hold the button, the light will come on in moonlight mode. That sort of brings this model into line with all the other Olight models that you press and hold to unlock the light. And keep in mind that the rotary dial, you can even press and hold to change your modes. So from low, medium, high, it will cycle through low, medium, and high using a press and hold technique. However, there's added value in using the rotation of the knob to unlock the light. The light unlocks by virtue of you moving the scroll wheel just a quarter turn. You turn it a little more and you can select the brightness that you want the light to come on in. You can spin it all the way up to high mode, or you could spin it all the way down to moonlight mode before you even turn the darn thing on. And that's a really novel feature all on its own. And one last note on user interface, anytime the light is unlocked, you can double tap to go directly into turbo, and anytime you're in turbo, you can always double tap to take you back down to medium mode. Now the old one did have a moonlight mode of 5 lumens, but the next brightness up using the scroll wheel was 30 lumens, and that was a big jump with no modes in between. Also, you couldn't go from 30 lumens back down to moonlight using the scroll wheel. Seeker 4 Pro, which gives you access to moonlight mode using the scroll wheel. You can go up and down as you please, and there are about 2 additional brightness settings in between that 5 lumen and that 30 lumen setting, so you can pick whichever moonlight suits your needs best. Now, the run times are largely unchanged between these two models. Medium mode will run for 11 hours straight, and high mode of 1200 lumens will run for 135 minutes before you experience any drop down. That is quite the runtime for a sustained output of 1200 lumens. And again, on the other side of the spectrum, moonlight mode of 5 lumens for about 15 days. Very impressive runtime. Now let's bring the holster back into the discussion and talk about this light's safety systems. Now, this light does not have a proximity sensor. The sensor's sort of been made obsolete by the way that the light and the holster work together. The light, anytime it's left in the off state for 15 seconds, it will lock itself to prevent accidental activation. Now, there's one more way to lock and unlock the light, and that's using the holster. If the light's off, anytime you throw the light into the holster, it will lock itself automatically. Anytime you withdraw the light from the holster, the light is unlocked automatically. So that's an additional safety feature on the way in and a convenience feature on the way out. The other safety system worth mentioning is thermal protection. Now, there is a thermal sensor in the head of the light which won't let the light exceed about 50 degrees Celsius. So if you're using it on turbo for an extended amount of time, the light heats up to about 50 degrees, it will limit the output of the light to 600 lumens to prevent excess overheating. That prevents your hand from being burnt. It's a really handy safety feature. Have a look at last year's heat sink with its semicircular cross section. Now have a look at this year's model with its larger and differently shaped heat sinks with a lot more surface area, and this has an appreciable difference on the way the light cools down. In testing, anytime I've activated the thermal safe mode, the light has cooled itself down within just a couple of minutes and is back to normal operation. Now, that feature has been integrated into the holster as well. Anytime the light is inside the holster, that thermal protection is active. You can use the light as per normal while it's in the holster. It won't exceed 600 lumens. That prevents you from melting the holster or melting the jacket that you drape over the holster if the light comes on by accident. Now, a happy side effect of that is strobe mode is also limited to 600 lumens. So the only Seeker that will do 2 different brightness settings on strobe mode is this one right here, the Seeker 4 Pro, while it's in the holster. Now, the holster has at least one more trick up its sleeve, and that is the mounting bracket that comes along with it. Now, another cool way that I found how to use this is a Maxpedition AGR pouch and these polymer tack ties. But with a little persistence, you can make this work quite nicely. So with this tack tie tucked in there really nice, it's actually pretty secure. Let's show you. You know, not bad. Not bad, actually. Really quite secure. And then you just push on here, pull it out. Pretty handy. And I'm sure you guys can make it work with your Molly gear as well. Now, if we take this to its logical extreme, you'll see that I've tried to strap this onto the shoulder yoke of my backpack. And is this a good idea? Maybe in some applications, if you're like a hardcore hiker or rock climber or stormtrooper or space marine, I don't know. Maybe you need something like this. Just gives you an illustration of how you can use this modular mounting accessory really however you like. I'll be honest, to me it looks like this right here is a lot less ridiculous when you're in the woods somewhere. It's a lot more ridiculous when you're behind a desk somewhere. So those are all the main categories. If you've liked the video so far, please leave a thumbs up. Here are a few quirks and features or some infrequently asked questions. Now, first off, the pocket clip that you have on whichever Seeker is in your backpack already is fully compatible with the pocket clips on the Seeker 4 Pro. I've always loved the feel of a pocket clip on the Seeker series. It really does fit nicely in the hand. It's actually really nice to have a pocket clip on your Seeker 4 Pro. Now, does that work with the holster? Here, of course it does, because, you know, it's all very cleverly designed. You do lose access to your button, but if you want, you can rotate the pocket clip out of the way. So there is still a button there if you need it, and it prevents the pocket clip from being snagged while you're wearing it on your belt. And of course, the light has timer mode. If it flashes twice, it'll turn itself off in about 9 minutes. If it flashes once, it'll turn itself off after 3 minutes. Makes a cool little night light if you need it. And lastly, I should mention that this holster, well, let's say that the light is IPX8 waterproof rated. The holster, however, for best practices, maybe don't leave it out in the rain. If you do leave it out in the rain, definitely don't try to charge it while it's damp. And that's pretty much everything that I can think to mention about the Seeker 4 Pro. How'd I do? If you watched this long into the video, please leave a like. I'd really appreciate that. And check out olightstore.ca using the link below. I've said it before and I'll say it again, the September OFANS Day event is a big one for us. So if you want to get on board, check out the website and check out the Facebook group. I'll leave a link to that below as well. So, thanks for watching. There's more to come. We're going to talk about this one next.